All right. Hey, folks. I'm your host, Johnny Hellcat, and this is my anniversary extravaganza. Much like the Christmas and Easter ones, but it's my year on YouTube. So, with me today is De La Haze so far.
Yo, and hello.
And we're just bullshitting. So,
As we do.
So this guy is clearly, he's got to be the same guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because, it's... how bad must it be to call someone like Jacob a misandrist? Or like, did he say misandrist or did he say misogynist?
He said misandry. He was accusing there being of misandry at play.
And all this because of Yamcha.
Like, where did Yamcha even come from? He saw Jacob's avatar and went on a fucking full Dragon Ball Z spurg.
Yeah, I was one tweet away from doing that Simpsons gif where Homer comes out and he's like, nerd.
Well, I waited for the opportunity to throw up the gif of Krillin throwing a senzu at Yamcha's face.
No, it is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That oh yeah, it's his birthday. That's one of the balloons.
Yeah. What a great birthday gift. And what the hell is that term he threw in lately? Fucking Christ-fagging?
Christ-fagging?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
I tried Googling it. The only thing I got was, did you mean Christ-flogging?
Fagging.
How is everyone today?
Hey, Quiz.
Doing all right.
No, we're just joining in to Renegade's bullshit.
Yeah. I heard about it last night, but I didn't join in.
I couldn't resist. I had to take a couple jabs.
Oh, yeah.
After last week's Sally fun, I couldn't resist this one.
The informal apprenticeship of a younger male student to an older male student. I don't think that has anything to do with that.
Have you read his bio description yet?
I have not.
Who was it that read it to us last night? I think it was Eve, I think, pointed out to us last night. Yeah. Sculptor, puppet maker, mechanist determinist, gamer, goth, actor, comedian, puppeteer, pagan witch, occultist, the anti-Fox News, and NineLegged Jesus.
Well, he's right about one thing. He's got comedian down.
I don't know, man. He's not funny. He's sad to me.
Well, he's unintentionally funny, and that's not a marketable skill.
Yeah, I don't even find him unintentionally funny. I find him like, this makes me laugh because your life is so sad and you're pathetic.
It's Hannah Gadsby funny.
Ooh, good call.
I don't know how you can get a nine-legged Jesus. No, I invited Jack and Irate Prostate along. And I've sent a few messages out. Still waiting on word. Oh yeah, I gotta get that diabetic ninja out of here. Yeah, Jack and Irate were the ones that got me started on this, doing my first live stream. It was just sort of a test. We just bullshitted about, hey, sir, how's it going?
Happy anniversary, Johnny.
Hey, Sir Adamantine.
How is everyone?
Not too bad. Just wallowing in some Twitter bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Figured I'd take the opportunity and work on some models while I'm here, too.
Actually, yeah, through Irate, I met Sir Adamantine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Irate and I go way back.
Irate's good people. I like Irate.
Indeed.
Hey, Prospero.
Hey, Prospero, how's it going? You wanna join the masquerade?
Oh, it looks like Renegade's bowing out.
That doesn't surprise me.
He retweeted one of Poppy's replies. Dude, come on, you take too long to play. Do you need a 4-hour break between insults? Pick it up, I'm bored. And he replies, as it turns out, I have a real life and stuff to do, something you all need to get. To which I go, exit stage coward.
I said, did you send an invite to Jacob? I'm sure he'd come on.
Yeah. I had sent one to Jacob.
Okay.
I figured if we got enough people on, I could try and get Kefki and Kefki, Kara, and then see if we could reach out and get Opal on. Then we can have the three squeakiest voices on YouTube going. Oh, Jacob can't right now.
All right. Yeah, it is his birthday, so yeah. Probably doing stuff with his family.
Yeah, so how's things been, Adamantine?
Yeah, can't complain. I've semi-retired from streaming.
Semi-retired?
Yeah, I always used to do my Saturday afternoon thing. Now I don't bother. Kind of got sick of myself. So I'll pretty much just show up on other people's streams when I'm invited.
Yeah. I still see the occasional stream pop up.
Of mine, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are random occasions where I'm talking to a couple of people and they're like, let's stream. And I'm like, yeah, all right. But there's no longer anything scheduled, at least for now. It's more fun if it's not work, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, absolutely. Times like this are, and I like the rarity that I have that I do this. Well, I prefer if I could schedule something better, but with my work schedule the way it is, I'm kind of just stuck.
There's something to be said for randomness, really. I suppose there's something to be said for predictability too. But you know, if you look at someone like Irate, you know, he's got like 4 distinct streams a week.
Yeah,
it's like that. You're more power to him for it, but that would just be tiring to me. Even if I end up being on more than 4 streams in a week, it's like it's only because how do I feel at the moment? Like, oh, I feel like it, so I will. That's great.
Yeah, and I'd say for me that there's a reason why I'm never on the minions on Tuesdays, because I can't stay up and do streams back to back. I just can't do it. I wish I could, but I can't.
Oh God, I had a 16-hour stream once.
Oh wow,
that hurt.
Yeah. Not bad. I know people like Nick Ricada has a 24-hour stream sometimes. Like, shit, man.
Well, like Nick Ricada and Tug, he does streams all the time as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tug does daily streams, I think, right?
If not, I think he's done 2 in a day before. So, which is
no, not shocked.
Yeah. I'm like, didn't you just do this? Like, I don't know how you could do that, but I mean, I don't know. It's like with Monkey, he was just like,
oh God, the schedule he keeps. Wow.
Oh yeah. But to say that there's a sort of addiction to it is not far off.
Yeah, yeah. And plus, you know, with Monkey's, you know, audience, he can also make money doing it too. So I can't fault him at all.
Yeah. Hey, Prospero, how's it going?
Doing well, Johnny. Thanks for the invite. Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Della Quiz. Hello, Sir Adamantine.
Prospero. Have we ever actually gotten a chance to talk to each other directly before?
No. No, well, which is strange, isn't it?
Well, this is nice then.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to meet you. Voice meet you, or whatever.
Right back at you.
Speaking of people being on streams too much and too long, it was like a summoning.
So how is hosting going for you, Prospero?
It's going pretty well. I'm beginning to get used to it. I'm not having to set up as early as I first started, going, oh my God, is everything right? So I just can't wait till I have the technical failure that throws me into a dizzy panic.
Yeah. And then when I started using OBS Studio, there's an added panic to that.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I told Hammer, because he's like, are you averse to maybe using OBS? And I said, well, let me just try to figure out how to do it basic before you add another layer, because I am hopeless technologically. So it's one of those things that I'd rather be almost second nature before I try to do something different. That, and I'm on Apple, which is different than all the other peoples who are like, oh, you're on Apple.
I saw
I would be one of those people.
Yes, you would.
I saw Irate Prostate using Streamlabs OBS, and I'm like, oh, that can't be a bad thing, and tried using it. And then I had Hammer helping me set things up. And then in the process of that, it literally just crashed on my computer. And you could just hear the satisfaction in Hammer being like, yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, he's not real fond of Streamlabs OBS at all. You know, Satsu had so much trouble with it. You know, he had it set up and it was fine, and then all of a sudden it started crapping out on him, and he just threw up his hands and was like, ugh.
Yeah, he was helping me set it up, and he's just like, well, yeah, as adverse as I am to this, this is how you'd set it up. And then as soon as I had it properly set up, had the first test going, and then something caused it to seize up and then crash.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I tried to reopen it up, it's like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, it just flat out refused. It's weird how some programs, they just will do that to you. My VPN, I can't run my VPN when I run Hangouts for fear that whatever server I'm attached to decides to just, hey, reboot time. Because I've lost contact on a stream, and I was like, it ain't going to happen when I'm hosting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to look into the one that Hammer likes to use, because you can choose what programs run under your VPN and what don't. It'll split for you. And I thought that's perfect, because I really don't need Google Hangouts to be protected by VPN.
Yeah.
That, and I started getting the weirdest shit on my iPad. I was being asked all these strange things about what language I wanted to use for doing something, and I realized one night I had trouble hooking to any US VPNs, so I had gone to like Slovakia because of what time of day it was. And then I noticed that my cell phone, then I switched back to one in the US, and then my cell phone thought I was in Louisville, Kentucky. I was like, stop integrating. You know, you don't have to, don't share that information with me. Because that's kind of creepy. Yeah, we know you hooked your VPN up to a server in Louisville, and it's like, Jesus, Google, you know how VPNs work. Because there's some content like that the BBC posts that you have to go to a European VPN to be able to see it.
Yeah, the not available in your country.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about starting to at least getting a VPN going. Because, well, I had it's sort of a spitball idea, but I was thinking about because when I asked in the Minions questions whether Skep liked chess or checkers, and then he was talking about chess, and I was like, oh, well, that would be kind of interesting, because I have an emulator and I have a chess game, and I was thinking of doing sort of like an interview type thing with like Irate does, only using like OBS, and have us like playing chess while doing the interview. And the easiest way to do that is to share my ISP.
Yeah.
Through the emulator. And I'm like, not really.
Yeah. Look, I like you, but I don't want you to have that information.
It's fine with someone you trust, but you know, it's risky. It is.
And so I figured, just getting a VPN would be at least the easiest way to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done through Kylera, which is sort of like a party line, really. You're not giving away IP information, at least
like Discord or Skype or something like that.
Yeah.
Although Discord is great at fouling up calls.
What are you talking about? You had a completely flawless connection last night, Prospero. Don't let anyone tell you didn't.
Last night it was fine because that was voice chat. But have you tried to do a call on Discord?
It wasn't fine last night. You were cutting in a lot.
I know. You're like, what did you just say? And I was like, dude, have I started stuttering? Yeah, Polly was cutting in and out some too, and then he just disappeared.
Well, His internet crapped out on him, so
Yeah,
that's to be expected.
that was the nightmare for a couple of people last night.
Yeah.
Could tell Eve wasn't happy in chat because she was like, my internet crapped out on me right as she was getting ready to start the stream.
Yeah. I say I've had that happen to me before. Hammer's had to come in and bail me out on a couple of streams because Comcast is absolute shit.
We're lucky. We're lucky. I very, very rarely do we have an internet interruption, and we're with Comcast, but I'm not in anywhere near as densely populated an area as you are.
That's true. Yeah.
And then you've got Kefke, who can't maintain a connection to save her life.
No, that sucks.
It does. Every time she's on a stream, she's in and out and in and out and in and out.
Yeah, she'll get 2 words in, and then all of a sudden she just drops.
Yeah, some squirrel farts on a line, and it kills the internet. Our power grid was the one that was the most unreliable. The internet does better around here. They finally buried the power in our neighborhood and doubled the 2 sourced circuits, which has helped.
So I wonder, should I, for all of these tanks, paint pinups? Or at least some sort of art?
For the tanks? Oh, yeah.
Right.
If you're going to do it for one, you kind of have to do it for all of them.
Because I was thinking, since this is the tank commander, I was going to paint something a little bit more official than, a naked lady. So I was thinking, like, probably doing a skull with a stylized Gothic Cadia stands.
Oh.
Then the other one that has the plasma cannons is going to get the plasma cannon in front of a woman's breasts and says, gets hot.
I like that.
Well, it used to be a rule in the tabletop. If you rolled a 1 with that weapon to hit, it would immediately fry the user.
Oh.
And the rule was called gets hot.
Then that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Now they did something entirely different where you have to overcharge it to have that rule take effect. But, it's like, it's an homage to the old players because I'm an old player.
I haven't played that, but yeah, I was watching your D&D streams,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I've played since high school.
Oh yeah, a lot of people, dabble with it in their youth, but then they never really, pick it back up. If you'd ever be interested in playing a game, just let me know, man. I'm not adverse to running multiple games.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine. He actually played down in Butte. It's about an hour or so down from here. Yeah, I think once a year, him and a couple of friends that he's made would go down and they'd play. I think it was like over a weekend. And I couldn't imagine playing that long. But I mean, I can see a campaign going that long, but I mean.
Yeah. I'll say it can get addicting, A lot of people, when they start, they don't want to stop.
Just don't ever invite V to be a character, or it'll go on for years. It'll start an entirely new religion.
Yeah, right? The Visas.
The nine-legged Jesus.
I'm still not caught up on that one. I really need to.
I know. Who in the world puts nine-legged Jesus in their Twitter bio?
Who gets tricked into showing their dick to everyone?
Yeah. That was just, oh my God.
And then Yeah, he gets tricked into that, and now he's calling people misandrous, and I'm just like, I can't be around you.
Yeah.
My autism is flaring up.
My autism sense is tingling.
Yeah, he needs a wrangler. That nonsense that went on with Weibo was hilarious in its sick, sad way.
Wait, there was something that went on between V and Weibo?
Oh, not V and Weibo. It was
Oh, the dude that...
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
There was a stream of consciousness callback to what you all were talking about when you started.
Who was that dude again? Was that YouTube Renegade that did that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What do you do?
It was the dude that showed Weibo his dick.
Oh, yeah. Johnny and I were talking about this earlier before we started.
It was, yeah, that was just like, ew.
Yeah.
I remember when she retweeted that.
Yes.
I only
Thank
saw it
you,
because Jack
Yeah.
retweeted it. I only saw it because Jack retweeted it, and I'm just like, it's caused nightmares.
Yeah, it was not honest to God, if something like that had ever happened to me, I just simply would have left Twitter.
Yeah.
Congratulations, I'm now gone.
Yeah. Moved. Gotten a new computer, new IP address, come back under a totally different name. Yeah, it's just...
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Because it's bound to happen again.
Yeah, until he gets tricked into doing it again.
Oh, what is this tweet? Oh God.
Yeah. It's a little bit like the Gillette thing. There's some things that need never be seen.
Oh, you mean that picture that came out the other day? The woman?
Yeah, the Gillette Venus.
Oh, that was a mess.
Oh, that was... I got an eye full of that.
Now
Thanks to John Ward.
There's a new Gillette thing going on? Or is this the...
Google, just type in Gillette Venus into the Twitter search.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
You'll regret it.
That's a really
Oh,
big,
it's the first thing that pops up.
yeah, a really big fat woman. Yeah.
Hope you got a big screen.
Oh.
I'm only catching the top half. I don't think I need to go any further.
Tsunami Sue.
Is that what they're calling her?
No, that's what I'm calling her in my head. I figure if she falls down, it's all
Too late,
over.
Camel. He already looked it up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's I'm a lost cause.
Yeah.
Lucky for him, he already
Save
got
yourself.
Well, see, I believe in sharing the misery. I figured if I had to see that shit, other people needed to see it. Now we've all shared the same nightmare, and we can all like collectively forget it.
And say I remember that one because I saw some black guy retweeted it with a joke, and then Fat Pat responded to that joke with a joke, and then Christiosity started a inadvertent brigade against Fat Pat. I loathe that woman to her core.
She is so predictable. Oh, look, there's a cause I can go fight about. And it's like,
It's one of those ones that's like, I'm not going to put my group of followers against you, but being that I quoted on this, I am now putting my group of followers against you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but when she gets brigaded, she gets furious.
Of course.
So the degree of hypocrisy in her is
Oh,
extraordinary.
she's nothing but a hypocrite. She embodies the word. You look up hypocrite in the dictionary. There's a picture of Christiosity stealing someone else's or Roy Lichtenstein's artwork while berating Bering for stealing fucking TV Tunes artwork. Go fuck yourself, Christie.
Yeah, that was the big flag for me when I saw that change, and I'm like, well, that seems coincidental.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at that panel at MythCon that a singularity didn't form to swallow up both her and Mikey Rowlands. Because it was like, okay, we've got the hypocrites versus the people who actually try to stay on the same point. You know, it's just. I
was actually able to avoid too much flack from Michael Rowlands because
I'm blocked by Michael Rowlands.
Me too.
I commented on something that was supposed to be kind of a joke, but I really, really screwed it up. And I misspelled words. And so he pointed that out and I'm like, oh, yep, that joke's ruined. Like I just pulled it back and people were just like, oh, I can't make fun of you now because you did that. Like, yeah, I know when I screwed up. I'm not gonna.
I think I got block-botted by Rowlands. I don't know how.
I'm not block-botted. I earned my block, but
well, either I'm not sure because he weighed in on Dankula, and my response was, as much as it may sicken me, I'd still defend your rights. And you're now blocked by Mike. And it's like, yeah, that's right. You want the right to be able to blather on about your nonsense. God, what a creep.
He wants the right to shut other people down, but he doesn't want to, he reserves the right to not be able to be shut down by the same things that he's using to shut other people down.
Of course, because they are Nazis, and he's not.
By that token, I'm also blocked by Wil Wheaton. Never interacted with him.
I'm blocked by him too.
That's probably I'm almost certain he used a bot, and it's like connected to everybody. It's just Will and his little echo chamber and 3 people,
And I'm gonna verify this with Camel. Christiosity is Jessica Rabbit's Downsy diabetic stepsister.
You know what always irritated me about her? She always sounds like she's crying when she's talking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Especially when she gets all hyped up.
Yeah.
That when she gets the adrenaline flowing, she sounds like she's weeping. Yeah.
And I know she explained it, but it doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
There's a term for it. What is it? It's not vocal break, but it's vocal fry.
It's not a fry either because she's not croaking. She's not.
Yeah, but it's just this really worked up kind of.
Yep, just like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Prospero. You nailed it. I mean, this is kind of.
This is gonna any second now. Everything's just gonna go wrong, and it's gonna be terrible. It's a really unpleasant affectation.
It is. It is.
Not that her words alone are not unpleasant.
I've been blocked by that entire gang for at least a year.
Good on you, man, because I haven't been, and I wish I was.
Well, I earned it for most of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got the automatic shives without earning it, but
But
most of them, Christiosity being one of them, I earned it.
And say I earned mine from Christie Winners, but haven't apparently earned it from Christiosity yet. I remember exactly what I said to Christie Winners to get my block. She was going off about Sargon and Bering were saying things like joining Steve Shives's one of Steve Shives's live streams and just saying hi from Bering and Sargon to see how long it would take for him to shut the whole stream down. And she was, talking about how you free speech warriors can't claim that and still like these guys. And I said, Christy, there's a difference between showing up and saying hi and seeing how long it would take for him to shut his own stream down than a quote from the man himself saying, I would rather befriend people at YouTube to shut their channels down. I thought you were supposed to be smart. And she blocked me.
Yeah, I would like to do the shut up Wesley.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm gonna be blocked by that, I don't want to take the easy road.
Yeah.
I would rather make him irritated enough that he's just like, I'm gonna use my bot or whatever.
I'm gonna go out of my way to block you. I would say check it just in case, because I know for a fact he uses a bot, because I've never interacted with him. I've never said shut up Wesley. I've not done any. Well, I've said shut up Wesley, but only on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not on Twitter.
Wil Wheaton is one of those people that it's just like, please, just don't.
I used to like Wil Wheaton too. I liked his series that he did on Geek and Sundry Tabletop. But after finding out that he blocked me on Twitter, I've stopped watching.
Have you guys ever seen Leverage?
No.
No.
He plays a hacker in there called Chaos, and that is how I see him acting in real life. And he is just a smug, arrogant prick.
He is.
And like everything, like even though he gets beaten by the main hacker, the hero hacker who's played by Aldous Hodge, there comes a time when he has to ask Wil Wheaton's character for help, and he just has this smug look on his face, and it's just like, that's you in real life, isn't it? Like, there's no way in hell you're just acting.
I remember one of the things that really bugged me about Wil Wheaton for the longest time is I listened to the audiobook for Ready Player One, which is an okay book. It's not anything good, really, but he's the narrator for it, and there's a bit where they were talking, or they were using the 90s insult poser, but Wil Wheaton kept on saying poseur. I cringed every time.
Sure.
Poseur, yeah, which is technically the correct word, but no. No.
He doesn't have much of a career to be smug about.
And he's awfully thin-skinned for somebody so arrogant.
I think it's just the fact that he's just writing Patrick Stewart's coattails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what gives him the smugness.
Yeah, it would be nice though if he had the CV to back it up.
Ironically, the person who started Shut Up Wesley.
Yeah. And when he made his threw his little Twitter tantrum, and I'm going to start blocking everybody who tells me, the first response on it was from Patrick Stewart, and it said, "Shut up, Will." And I thought, yeah, there's a subtle hint from, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, son. You're a public figure on Twitter. People are going to say mean things to you. Learn how to ignore that. In other words, grow up.
Or, conversely, interact with them in a positive manner, and they will stop being so mean to you. Or, better yet, enjoy the bants and try to be clever right back.
He can't enjoy the band. Yeah, that's beyond him. And you would think, granted, Patrick Stewart should not weigh in on politics himself, particularly because he's not all that He's too unsubtle.
Well, you'll know my opinion about actors weighing in on pretty much anything. So
Yeah.
And that does apply to actors I respect, like Patrick Stewart.
Of course, they're entitled to their opinion, but trying to leverage their fame to add weight to that opinion is what bugs me.
And that's all they do.
Yes. And their reasoning tends to be extremely facile. So it's like, well, thanks a bunch for sharing your deep thought or sharing laundry advice like Barbara Streisand did.
I say, thanks for sharing your deep thought from your ivory tower. Let me just go back to the mud pits and continue my working there. Thanks a lot. You sure know the everyman. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I appreciate you pointing out things to us plebs because we're just too stupid to figure them out on our own. Otherwise, we'd live in Malibu.
I would say, give me $1 million and I'll be a pretentious dickhead on Twitter too. Ha!
I agree with everything you all just said, with one exception, which is James Woods.
Oh, yeah, he is like king of the bands in some regard, though. He knows how to troll.
But he knows what it did to his career, and he's okay with that. I mean, it's not as hypocritical as most of the rest.
Yeah, I would say my problem with James Woods is sometimes he gets a little too far and loses the plot. He hits sometimes and misses sometimes. It's human nature. I'm not gonna sit there and say that he's he's part of the same ilk. But at the same time, I'm holding to my principle. Yeah, no. If he didn't have $1 million, I'd be okay with him pontificating on Twitter too. But left wing or right wing, it doesn't matter so long as you're sitting in that ivory tower.
Yeah, and that will to bring up the title of the stream actually with regards to James Woods. It's actually just
I didn't even think about that. I wasn't even trying to name
it. It started on one of Direwolf's when they were doing the Saturday night Quiplash thing. I was like, oh, I wonder if if James Woods would, because he's active on Twitter now, so it's like, yeah, just invite him through that. And so the next Jackbox thing I started, when I invited everyone along, I'm just like, oh yeah, let's invite James Woods. So we just went down the entire list of celebrities. We invited James Woods, a bunch of stand-up comics like Steve Byrne. We invited Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, like just the whole Avengers list. Just went down all, like, I think it was like 5 tweets with a list of celebrities.
Be really careful about the Chris Evans, though. I mean, he'll tell you what he thinks about Trump.
Well, it is sanctioned by Marvel, isn't it? So
yeah.
Hey, Pat, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man? Happy 1 year anniversary, man. That's a beautiful thing to make it your first year, especially on YouTube, man.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it until I was like, well, how long have I been doing this? And then I looked, I think it was last month. And I'm like, oh, I got to schedule something.
That's great, though.
I think this is the first stream that I've actually planned more than 3 days ahead of schedule.
Oh yeah, because I would get Hangout links from you, and it would be like, well, I had no what. It's just I don't check my Twitter the way I'm an old lady. All this newfangled technology.
Yeah, between Twitter and Discord, it's like, man.
No kidding. And I mean, look, I'm a nobody. And there are times that it's like, oh, for God's sake, how much activity occurred on one particular tweet? But it's like your thing Pat. But, you know, what is it?
that was
39,000.
yeah, that was a surprise right there, man. It's like I wasn't expecting it to blow up the way it did, but I think it's because it happened during, like I said, the hashtag my white privilege thing went on right there, and that's when a lot of people just basically saw it, and it was like a breath of fresh air for them.
Well,
hey, Irate, how's it going?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, man.
What's going on, Ari?
Bueno, I just thought I'd pop in, say hey, and hang out for a little bit while I'm getting things together. I'm multitasking, as I say.
Good morning, Mr. Prostate.
Good morning, man. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little tired.
Dude, I fucking I got clobbered about 11:30. I just went, oh my god, and I just took a couple hour nap, man.
Did you already do your stream about Clockwork Orange yet?
Yeah, it was on Thursday.
Yeah,
I have to watch that one.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, and Logan's Run this Thursday.
Oh, I love Logan's Run. I was say my mom has a sense of humor. She got me a Logan's Run for my 30th birthday. So
let's get some fingers
right here relaxing at 4 o'clock. I'm waiting for WrestleMania to come on.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know me, I'm a big wrestling fan, shit like that. Since a little kid, I know everybody's like, wrestling.
I thought WrestleMania was in March.
Sometimes in March and sometimes it's April. It depends on how early they want to bring it on, but it's usually now it's like in April because ever since they do like their little brand split and all that right there, and they add like pay-per-view to pay-per-view, they stretched it mainly out into April now.
So it's the Easter for the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is probably gonna be like the longest one they ever had because now they got more stuff added onto it. And I was tripping off of it last night because I was watching the Hall of Fame ceremony, and this dumbass came out of no fucking where and just attacked Bret Hart last night. And man, besides security, a lot of the WWE roster, man, they got upon that dude and they wore his motherfucking ass out. And I'm like, good for him. Like this is fucked up. I hate fans that do that right there, man. These people are trying to put on entertainment. And they're gonna jump into the ring and stuff like that and start attacking like this shit is actually real. Like, come on, man, really? Like, you don't go into motherfucking sets, like movie sets and do that right there, do you? Like, you ain't finna go up there and and fuck up the dude who's playing Shazam when he's playing his role, right? Like, come on, you don't do that. Mm-hmm. And they kicked his motherfucking ass, and I love it.
Wasn't the guy who did it some MMA guy?
I think so. It was like some up and comer or whatever that was trying to get fucking attention, and that's how they do it.
Instead, he got his ass beat.
Some upstart from Piedmont, Alabama.
Yeah. I don't know where he's from, but it's like, yeah. They arrested him, and like I said, he's been charged. I hope they go to the fullest extent. Like, man, shit, throw the motherfucking book at his goddamn ass because that's fucked up, especially with somebody like Bret Hart, man. He's like, what, over 60? Dude's like, he done had cancer. He done survived strokes and shit like that. And you're going to come in and just motherfucking attack him because you want to be seen?
Well, ever since that kick to the face, like umpteen years ago, like when he was wrestling against Goldberg.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much the start of his decline,
downfall.
Because and just listening to him about it, he's like, that couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Mm-hmm.
And like to put that on him would be like it's not his fault. Mm-hmm. It's just, that's the
because like in the wrestling industry, it's like, you never know what's going to happen, and sometimes, a lot of mistakes that happen. I think a lot of it now, especially with like the WWE, is because they're on the move so much that, a lot of the sports entertainers, they don't have time to like fully, rest their bodies because, as soon as they do a show, they got to go, they got to go to the next state, get set up for that right there. They're doing interviews, photo shoots, and all this other stuff on the side. That's what a lot of people fail to realize. Like they're not just going from state to state, just putting on Raw and Smackdown and whatever show that you see on TV. They're doing house shows. They're doing interviews. They're doing, going on these, going across the town and the world and stuff like that, promoting stuff right then and there. And just think, when you're hardly getting any food, any sleep and things like that, and your body just keep going and going and going, that's why so many of them get so many injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I used to be an amateur wrestler, so it's like I know how it feels.
Wasn't that partly the reason for them switching Raw and SmackDown, was so that they would give some of the performers time to rest and recoup?
They say that, but it's right when you really look at it, it's like, they're all still together. Like, you think all the SmackDown people are like going to the next town getting ready for that. No, they're backstage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're all together.
It also explains a lot of the steroid abuse back in the day.
Oh yeah, man.
Replacing genuine conditioning with chemical conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, because they were moving around so much and they were just so well, back then, they really wasn't moving around. They would just stepped in one place. And just, Vince McMahon, he just liked the, the big hulked up, muscular types and shit like that, compared to what they're doing right now.
It's just, there've been an awful lot of the old school guys dying lately, and it's been kind of sad because you can tell what they're dying from, how young they are, that a lot of abuse to their,
especially the young ones.
Yeah, that you're right about that. I want the next Incredible Hulk. I want the next giant guy. And that'll make people do stupid stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to your tweet, I actually had to double check just because of the explosion that your tweet hit. And I'm like, how many followers does this guy have? Because there's no way in hell.
What was the
metric about mine
on that, man?
Yeah, your tweet, it's got let's see, 38,275 likes as of now and 10,234 retweets.
Wow. Yeah, well, like I said, which just surprised me, man, because it was just me speaking like how I normally did. Mm-hmm. Just basically, telling everybody, because you got a whole tons of people always talking about, like, woe is me, eyes oppressed, and woe is me, we need to look out for the poor black folks. And I'm like, yo, I'm living proof right here that, hey, like, we got opportunities out here just the same as they claim that, only the white people have. And I'm like, we got the same opportunities, and they were presented before me, and I took them. Now, I didn't take them all, but it's like I took the ones who, that I felt like taking at the time that were laid before me, and look at me right now. Like, don't give me that woe is me, eyes oppressed, eyes a victim, and all that right there, because it's all just complete bullshit, just for lazy people who don't want to work for things, and they just want to hand it to them because they want to use the past of our ancestors, who were slaves, and they've never been a slave in their life and probably never will be a slave, whether a mental slave, but they've never been a physical slave in their life, just want stuff handed to them because they too damn lazy to work for it.
You got that right.
Well, I have a friend who I was trying to tell him, when I was a kid, I was raised on a reservation, not for terribly long. But in looking for work, my real dad, he did like security or policing. I think he was a cop on one of the reservations. And then we were there for, I think, almost a year or so. Mm-hmm. And then we moved from state to state looking for better. He was looking for better work. And I go, yeah, I'm talking to my friend, and it's like, so being a mixed race, reservation raised kid, does that give me the same pull when wanting those sweet points? And he goes, well, no, because your skin's lighter. and I go, okay. And he's like, well, you got to think about the privilege of your lighter side. And I go, And okay, and this guy is he's a debate coach.
Oh no.
For college. He's a professor. I hate to say far left, but yeah, it's about as far left as you can get. And I go, well, you know, from what I know of my Irish ancestry, he was an interned. He was an interned Irishman that got essentially conned out of his property in Ireland so he could go work the fields in the Caribbean.
Yeah, an indentured servant, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most Irish were indentured servants when they came to the New World.
And I'm like, well, how about that? Does that entitle me to anything like that? And he goes, well, no, because you're still white.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the most retarded thing I've ever seen, I've ever heard.
And say, I want to claim my ancestry. I actually had ancestors that were tried as witches, so I've got witch oppression.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta need to go shopping through my DNA.
Yeah. And you ever notice that the majority of the people who pull this, like, you know, like, oh, I'm oppressed and reparation and all that right there, they really ain't, you know, doing much for themselves, you know, like minus the, like, you know, the Tariq Nasheeds and the Al Sharptons and things like that, because those jackasses are opportunists who just don't want black people to reach their level of success, you know, because their success is mainly, you know, like on the backs of, you know, like, you know, poor black people who they basically keep down by keeping them in this mental enslaved hive mind thought. But it's like, you know, but the majority of people that you basically see screaming all this stuff right here ain't doing nothing for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're not in the situation you're in because you're oppressed. You're in the situation that you're in because, you just don't want to do nothing. Like I said, if you want to talk about oppression, you're the one that's oppressing yourself. You're the one that's telling you that you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't achieve this, you can't gain that. You know, when I'm sitting right here and you see me telling, well, everything that you just said you can't do, I done, and I'm saying, and I'm living proof of that. And then you want to call me all these names and all that, like the one dude that said, you know, that, oh, I'm saying, you know, you got inner white privilege. You probably have some white relative that manipulated the system in order for you to achieve that. I'm like, really? I'm like, you mean all this time I had secret white relatives who just set up all this stuff for me? I'm like, well, thank you. I'm like, good God, really?
That's I am your father.
How insulting do you have to be?
I mean, talk about a race realist, and he wouldn't believe it, but that's basically what he's saying. Somewhere, Pat, somewhere deep inside you is a little drop of white blood, and it gave you all the privilege. You just didn't know it. You know.
So I pulled an Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus God. You know.
And then there was that nut job ass female, I'm saying, you know, who got mad at me because I served in the military. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that lady was spurging out hard.
Woo.
There were some amazingly tone deaf responses to your tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. It was watching people try to logically explain away your own life story, you know, and at the same time they're like, well, geez, Pat, you're too ignorant to realize all these things. I mean, they're so patronizing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you didn't realize, but all along there's been some secret persons pulling all these strings for you.
Yeah. And then they try to make up a excuse talking about, you know, what about all the black people who didn't have the opportunities that you had and things like that. I'm like, if they didn't have the opportunities, 9 times out of 10 is because they didn't take them. Don't sit up here and tell me, like I'm saying, that black people today don't have the same opportunities that were presented for me back then when I was growing up, because they're presented to them and then some. As much as these people are virtue signaling and pushing for reparations and what do they call it? What do they call it when mandatory? Fuck, I don't know. I'm so goddamn thinking off the top of my head. Affirmative action.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah, you got affirmative action and all that right there. Don't sit up here and say that we ain't got the opportunities when a lot of stuff has been being handed to us, really. And we're just, oh well, they're just, they're squandering it, they're pissing it away, and then when the opportunity doesn't present itself anymore because somebody else took it, then they want to get mad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Jussie Smollett.
Oh my God.
My favorite tweet that she put out, though, oh my God, I love it. It just perfectly exemplifies all of her arguments. Yes, minorities deserve a better life than you.
Oh my God.
That was just
because of reasons and feels or something. Honest to God, this people are making such conscious decisions to be victims that the word victim and survivor have both lost their meaning. I'm a victim of systemic blah blah, and I mean, what are they going to start? I mean, it's like the argument within Islamic communities about Islamophobia. And so, what about the Crusades? Well, could you find something more recent, please?
Like, I've never understood why someone would want to claim to be a victim.
Yeah.
Even if they are in a scenario, it's like, what good is it going to do you to?
See, I'm not that old, right? I'm only 34, and I remember growing up with the mentality of overcoming oppression was the typical trope that everyone always talked about. All the Saturday morning cartoons, all the after school specials were all about overcoming adversity. Why do these people now want to roll with the idea of, well, I can't because I'm being held down? I mean, isn't that the whole point of overcoming adversity? Is that if these things are legit, which I don't think that they are, you should be overcoming them. That should be an inspirational story, not something that you can sit there and say, well, wag your finger at. Well, you have white privilege. You have unknown white privilege, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't like. It's a complete antithesis to what America, like the typical American story, was all about up to, I want to say, 2000. I mean, that was the last time I really saw them really pushing, overcoming adversity stories. Now it's all, the rolling with your adversity, which is complete, horse shit. I don't get it. I don't get the mentality that everyone has changed to over these last couple of years.
And the same guy I was talking about earlier, because he was just talking about the Joker movie that's coming out. Which is that supposed to be like the Joker or just a Joker?
A Joker? I don't know. From everything that I can gather from the trailer, which is not much, it looks like they're rolling with elements from Killing Joke.
Oh, okay.
And Norman Bates.
Yeah, it seems like, yeah.
Yeah, the mother thing.
Well,
I'm not even convinced it's his mother. He, like, when they show her, they say, "My mother said," but it very well could be his wife. Because remember, in The Killing Joke, he had a wife and she was pregnant, and he took all of these responsibilities on. He was, he was a failed stand-up comedian. Then he took on the heist, wearing the red hood that would eventually turn him into the Joker. All sorts of stuff like that, because he wanted to support his pregnant wife. And so I'm not convinced it's necessarily his mother, especially considering that Joaquin Phoenix looks so old in the trailer. It very well could be his wife.
Yeah. He went off on a tangent about the whole disillusioned white whatever. And that got me thinking about how people are like, oh, yeah, why aren't there enough roles for you know, black and brown people. And my initial response to that would be, is your imagination broken? Because there were plenty of people who, even just growing up here, you know, native folk who like idolize Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, yeah, I can see myself as Superman. Like it's you know, yeah, of course he's some white guy from pseudo New York, but you know, if you can't picture yourself doing that, what does that color matter? Like,
He was an illegal alien, man.
Yeah, see, one of my absolute favorite movies growing up was Aliens, and I've never not thought that, you know, been disillusioned with that story because Sigourney Weaver is a woman, ever.
Well, what's the matter with you?
Yeah. And that part was really
misogyny.
Right.
I was going to say that part was written originally for a male, and he cast her when she gave him some kind of attitude during one of the tests, and he said, "Man, that's Ripley," and you know, that was just a, you know, his you know, Ridley Scott making a really wise decision, not because she was a woman, because she was the right actor for the part.
Yeah.
That's what it usually boils down to right there. You know, you get the right person. I'm saying, you know, to play the right part. And it's like, hell, like you say, you know, like Sigourney Weaver for you know, for Ripley and shit like that, or even like Nicolas Cage for Ghost Rider, man. He fit that part perfectly to me.
Yeah,
he did really good on that. At least the first one.
Yes, the first Ghost Rider was okay.
The second one, I don't know what that was.
No, my favorite scene was like when him and Sam Elliott, man, they were riding off to the damn place together, man. Shit, you got Sam Elliott on the damn horse, and you got Nicolas Cage on the goddamn motorcycle, and they playing that damn music in the back. I'm like, oh hell yeah, right there.
Yeah, that was great. I love that scene.
Well, and Sam Elliott can do no wrong. Like he could narrate a hemorrhoid commercial, and I would download that and watch it over and over again. Like he's just one of those type of actors.
I have a conspiracy
especially in the Western.
I have a conspiracy theory that all of his power is contained within his mustache.
Oh yeah, he shaved that off, man. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, no, that was you.
Yeah, he was tailor-made for Louis L'Amour.
Yeah, if he shaves that thing, it's like, who are you and what have you done with him?
Yeah.
And say, I speaking of like pop culture sort of stuff like that, did you see who's going to be voicing Chucky in the new Child's Play movie?
Damn, who the
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, yeah. I'm just like, I don't know. It's gonna be different and shit like that. You know, he's not gonna be Brad Dourif. I already know that for a fact. So it's like, if I do, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, just about to say, if I do go and watching and things like that, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in this not expecting, you know, the old school Chucky, because I already know they have switched it so much, man. They've added like what new technologies to it, like what he's supposed to be like having like Wi-Fi or some kind of shit.
Well, he's supposed to be a rogue AI instead of a you know, voodoo demon doll.
Yeah, it's a totally different. Like someone's taken the idea and reconfigured it in their vision and modernizing it to the new day instead of sticking with the original version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, I don't think it's gonna really fly. No wonder, like shit. God damn, my brain is fucking off today. Jennifer Tilly, she said like, yeah, ain't doing it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. It looks like still a fun movie. They're trying to be a little bit more grim dark with it, but you know, rather than the
looking scenes like where Aubrey Plaza's hooked up to that thing that's raising with her neck tied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I think it could be good.
I think so far the latest like reboot I've seen that I've actually like enjoyed was Cabin Fever. It's like they basically kept that to its original, but they added like more better parts. I think what it basically came down to is like when it came to like the the little gore and like how the water was taking on most of them and things like that, and then it was like I don't know, they redid that one sex scene where it's like the one girl, who the fuck is that? Where the one girl was like talking about, yeah, we're gonna die, like you ever been in one of those situations like you're on a plane and you think you're gonna die and all you want to do is grab a person next to you and fuck the shit out of them. I'm like, they improved that one way much better because that girl looked good, especially with all them tattoos. All right, but let me see who's at my door.
Let me think here. Remake movies. What other good remake movies are there?
I thought Evil Dead was good. Cynical Lindsay pointed that out.
Yeah, Evil Dead was an okay movie. I didn't, I gave it a shot. When all the stuff were coming out for that movie, talking about how Bruce Campbell wasn't really in it. He was, but only at the very end after post credits, you see, silhouetted Bruce Campbell turn and look at the camera and go groovy. That was an okay movie. I think they still held a tiny little bit of the comedy of Evil Dead with the one dude who read the passages from the Necronomicon. All of the horrible things in that movie happened to him, and it wasn't until like the very end when he died. So it's like, I like that movie. I was okay with parts of RoboCop. The remake of that one.
I think they modernized that one a little too much. They should have kept the absurdity of the original RoboCop.
Well, I think that they did a little bit with that too. One of the things that I really appreciate a lot is the sort of higher upper management corporate meddling. Like with Michael Keaton's character, seeing the chassis for the original RoboCop, and he's just like, it's so ugly. It needs to be more tactical. So like that is 100% what a corporate thinker, especially making something pseudo military, would think. This is it doesn't look cool enough. It needs to look tactical, right? So there's bits of it that I do appreciate for the RoboCop remake. The Dawn of the Dead remake was good.
Was that the 2003 Ty Burrell one?
I think so.
Was it 2003?
I don't remember exactly when that movie came out. I think it might have been 2003. Let's see here.
2004.
Yeah, right. I'm back. That was my sister.
Who directed that one? That was Zack Snyder that directed that one. And George Romero and James Gunn wrote the screenplay. Yeah, no, that was actually a really good movie. I really like that one. That was a good remake. Of course, the 1974 original, or 78 original is great too. I remember I still have that one up there in my DVD collection as well, but I don't know, that was an entirely different sort of movie. That it had the same sort of idea of the Dawn of the Dead, but it didn't necessarily follow the same story of the Dawn of the Dead. You know what I mean? It's a remake, but it's not. So
I hate to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to run.
Yeah, I got to get ready for ice cream too. So
yeah, I was gonna say you guys got some stuff.
Yeah. So man, I'm sorry I didn't wake up earlier. I was just zonked.
No, that's fine, man.
Yeah, I could not get to sleep. Sorry about that. All right, but yeah, man. So I busted your cherry a year ago, and your butthole's like this wide now, right? Right.
And yet
we got more ahead of us, dude. Right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see y'all later.
All right.
Laugh. I love that Johnny laughs and uncomfortable. He's like, oh, all right. Well, you all take care, and thanks for having me, Johnny, and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, and thanks for swinging by. It's great to finally talk to you.
It's good to hear your voice in like with headphones on instead of like through a little box. And same Sir Adamantine, Pat. It's good to see you, Della. Quiz, take care.
Yeah, nice to finally talk to you.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later.
All right, Prospero.
Bye, Prospero. Bye.
Somebody's phone going off.
Sorry. some random video on Twitter started playing. I didn't know it had volume.
Oh. No, actually I really like Ty Burrell. He's the if you guys don't know who that is, he's the guy from Modern Family.
Mm-hmm.
The dad. Or the younger dad, I guess it would be. Not Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
And actually, what really sold me was his episode of Law and Order.
Which one?
Let's see if I can find it.
There's so many Law and Orders out there.
He did an original, and I think it was. Let's see, Execution. When the parents of a teenage murder victim approached, that is not the same guy. That's not the same episode. That's SVU. We want regular Law and Order, but let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's like between the original and SVU. I couldn't hardly get into Criminal Intent, but it's like, hey, they still had some. They still had some ones I enjoyed, but it was like I mainly like like SVU mostly.
Wasn't Mark Ruffalo in Criminal Intent?
I don't believe. Well, he might have been. Oh, here it is. After a homeless man is accused of killing a woman at a subway station, McCoy learns that a healthcare provider may not have provided him with appropriate medical attention in order to save money. And the homeless guy ends up killing Ty Burrell's wife. And yeah, it was just a really great performance by him on that one.
I say I haven't watched Law and Order in forever. It used to be, one of the shows that I did, catch occasionally. I haven't watched it in a really long time. Especially after I watched the H3H3 video on the Gamergate episode of SVU.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. What really pisses me off is that the producer for that, I think it might have been the director too, of that episode, then went on to only produce, not direct, all of the DC CW TV shows. Speedweed. Yeah. Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I'm saying they just kind of look alike.
Yeah, right. Vincent D'Onofrio and Mark Ruffalo look similar.
Yeah, I got a picture with D'Onofrio at the Emerald City Comic Con.
Oh, cool.
And I've been a fan of his since like way back when. And so you just see him, and he's just like, yes, there's too many people. Like that usual like third day Comic Con.
Oh yeah.
Exhaustion look.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's me, who's just like, I'm about to pee myself.
Yeah, that's definitely a pitfall of going to those things while having like any sort of notoriety, is the fact that for you, it's your third day there, you're exhausted, and it's hard to keep that face, but then everyone else who's meeting you, it's still their first time meeting you, so it's like, you got to take that into consideration. And the good people are the ones that recognize that and still still hang out, still do everything that they.
And to that note, that is Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn.
Really, Michael Rooker?
Yeah, he. I got a picture with him and my niece.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my niece went and got a picture with him and Sean Gunn together, and he was super accommodating. Like, really great.
I thought that you meant that Michael Rooker was the sort of asshole one.
Oh no! Like it is like, yeah, third day Comic-Con. I'm expecting the same kind of like, all right, let's get this picture taken and then move on so I can get the next one done. And he's like, oh no, you stand here, I'll stand over here, Sean stand right here, and you can stand right here. And then everyone's getting together, and then there you go. And I'm like,
that's exactly what I've heard about Michael Rooker. I've heard Michael Rooker is a really cool guy.
Yeah, he was really, really nice. And it's really kind of funny because my brother, he went to the same convention with his daughters, and they all got a big picture together. And he's like, oh no, and he's like, got the little girls over here, and he's like, oh yeah, all right, I'll come down here and I'll sit next to you guys and we'll get a picture over there, and the adults can just stand over here. And and yeah, he was just, super nice dude.
I've heard one of my favorite stories about stuff like that, especially Michael Rooker. There was one guy I watch, still from that guy with the glasses crowd, right? The Cinema Snob, Brad Jones, said that he went to one convention. I'm paraphrasing here, and I might get it wrong, but he said he went to a convention. Michael Rooker was super accommodating for everything. He was a super nice guy. But oh god, it was the two people that were extremely mean to him were Lou Ferrigno and oh god, what's his name? Shit. Clockwork Orange.
Damn, the Hulk was mean to him.
Yeah. I'm sorry, who?
Michael McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell. Yeah. And I say that those were the two people that were really mean to him. But it was like when he went to go and get something signed by Lou Ferrigno, he was all like, Lou Ferrigno was mean to me. That was hilarious.
I went to it was not the last one, it was the second to last one actually, because he was talking about doing a farewell round for conventions with Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up going I think not.
Yeah. Oh, my thing is, like I said, if I ever confront a celebrity, excuse me.
Oh no, but yeah, when we were doing I think he was just starting to decline in health, and he's like the guy who, as he's like, these are the rules. 1, you do not touch the Stan Lee. And he goes, he is a 93-year-old man. We will not be responsible for killing him. He's like, if you were sick, do not touch. Just no handshakes, no this. And but yeah, just going through the line, and then everyone's like, oh, and there's people like selling stuff next to the line, so you like pictures and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm like last of my money, so I'm like, oh, I don't have anything for him to sign. I just got, I have my program.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's the thing I had him sign was my Comic-Con what to do book. Like,
well, that's not a bad thing. I mean, I infinitely regret not getting in line to get something signed by Stan Lee. I've got the giant hardbacked omnibus for what if Stan Lee created the DC universe. And I would have loved to have gotten that signed, but you know, the conventions that he was at in Chicago, I'm not a big sort of revering of celebrity kind of guy, if that hasn't been obvious before. So I was always of the mind where I was all like, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna wait in line. I'm not gonna do any of that kind of stuff. I got extremely early to meet Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti to get my Harley Quinn signed by them. But yeah, after that, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have waited in the line that formed behind me. I don't know. I regret it, but at the same time, I kind of don't.
I almost got a Black Panther comic signed by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Oh, geez.
And that was before I found out that he was a dick.
A massive social justice type.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
Speaking of someone that could tell us about Ta-Nehisi Coates.
So they unmute themselves.
Jack. And he's gone.
I think you had a case of the Pollies.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
The liquor store beckons me, so I'm going to depart.
All right.
But happy anniversary, and everyone have a wonderful day.
You too, Sir Adamantine. Nice talking to you, man.
Are you here now, Jack?
Yeah. I like how I show up and he leaves.
Did you have a case of the Pollies?
No, it just glitches sometimes because of Windows 7. It's garbage.
Don't let Hammer hear that. He'll try to get you to upgrade to Windows 10.
I don't have any money, so not going to happen.
Well, you can always download a thing. That's what I did with my other computer. Actually, it was on Windows 7, and then it's like, oh no, we're doing Windows 8 now. And then when it went from Windows 8 to Windows 10, it didn't even give me a choice. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're now running 10, and shuts my computer down, and then automatically uploads Windows 10. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I think Microsoft just raped my computer.
Yeah, I tried that with this computer, but this computer's so old that it was like, yeah, I don't think that's happening. But I'm looking forward to replacing with a nice new computer. So
that's good. That's good.
Hopefully this nonsense won't last. How you guys doing? Happy anniversary, Johnny.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was just talking with Irate. You just missed him a bit ago.
Oh.
And say Johnny was saying that he almost got a Black Panther signed by Ta-Nehisi Coates before he found out about him. So I'm like, speaking of someone that can tell you about Ta-Nehisi Coates, here's Jack.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I thought, yeah, it was kind of funny how it was just sort of like, it's like as soon as you mention someone, in slides Jack.
I have that ability. Ladies often have that problem as well. They're like, you know who I wish it was somebody else. Well, I'm here now, baby. How you doing? Yes, I'm the substitute father you never had that never hugged you.
Don't let your standards fool you.
That's right. Lower them. Join us.
No, I had to. I was telling my girlfriend about the whole annoying Polly with the Bette Midler jokes.
Yeah. I can't remember. We did a couple more after the stream too, I think.
I was like, I don't think I got any more Bette Midler in me. I'm pretty much done from there because that's pretty much it.
Oh, Bette Midler.
She's so
Oh,
something.
Old.
Yeah,
old.
old
And still trying.
There's pretty much there's a line that you cross, like once you're like, yeah, I don't like explosions and loud noises. Like, well, you're officially old.
Yeah.
Explosion movie.
There's too many explosions. I don't like it. What are we dating? Shut up, lady. Some people just aren't fun too. You know, like I don't know. I don't want to try that. It looks gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of. Oh, well,
Lindsay says in the chat that she's available to hang out.
I will send you a link then. And I was going to show you. I think I showed a majority of people already the my ranting monkey video, and he still hasn't seen it. But I'm not going to hold that against him. But I'm going to.
You should call him out on it too.
Well, and I think like whenever he says like if it's been a few days, I have not checked Twitter, and I'm like, and I go back and I check my messages. And I'm like, oh, still hasn't seen it yet. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you stalk him.
Yeah, okay. He's even said you have to remind me to go look at it because I'm not going to. But I figured I was gonna post it like and make a bigger video out of it. I mean, it's only 17 seconds, so I'm not really overly concerned. But let's see if I can. There it is. I was gonna make it and then sell it off as like a the video that Renting Monkey didn't want you to see.
Yes.
And so yeah, I was like, I'll just see if we can find it. All right. Okay, no, stop. Just stop. Okay. And I don't want the ad. How is it that I have a media player that has ads on it? Yeah, it's natural.
That's the price of free.
All right. I am going to turn that up. Share the screen. Oh, there it is.
Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today I'm going to need my ducks.
Smooth Yoda.
I had to incorporate Smooth Yoda in there.
You just Rick-rolled monkey?
And I don't remember what motivated me to do it. I think it was just the fact that it was April Fool's when I made it. And well, no, because the initial video was just to do here on the Renting Monkey, and I'm gonna need my ducks, and then play the first part of the song, and then that was it. And then I'm like, I got video editing software. I can do better than that. And so, yeah, then it became, let me see what I can find to put in there. And of course, there was, flashing Ranting Monkey's face everywhere. And then the wavy type effects I was playing with. And then, yeah, Smooth Yoda jumping around the screen. I thought, when a good closer.
For the thumbnail, you should put Polly's shield up there because that's what happens.
Monkey goes back through and finds a different timestamp so that he removes Polly's icon.
Yeah, it's weird how often that happens, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
And that's from what? From the thumbnail?
Yeah, the thumbnails on Monkey's videos, if you watch during like Monkey in the Morning or something, before he changes it, it's always Polly's logo, it seems, whenever Polly's on there.
Oh, it's mostly whenever I looked on there. Well, of course I'm not. It's usually when he first starts that I'm watching, so I don't see it pre-edit. It's usually just him, or it's like when everyone's in, it's just him, and I can see you guys on the bottom.
Yeah.
And say, I just found this. We can read this on air. Sean Gordon Murphy. If for those that don't know, Sean Gordon Murphy is a comic book writer and artist. He's fucking great. I love Sean Gordon Murphy's stuff. So let's hope this doesn't change my opinion of him. He wrote Punk Rock Jesus. That's a really good comic. He wrote and drew Punk Rock Jesus. He also did the critically acclaimed Batman White Knight. So yeah. I've been asked a few times about my rules for approaching Twitter. Here they are if anyone's interested. Please remember these are my personal rules for myself, and I'm not judging anyone who chooses to handle Twitter differently. 1. I mostly use Twitter as a way to reach out to readers, sell books, and advertise my products in a professional way. I try to keep my posts positive. 2. I try to avoid white noise, meaning post so much that people tune me out. When I tweet, I'd like people to listen rather than scroll past because I'm jabbering too much. 3. I keep a clean timeline. Once a week, I go through my posts and delete anything non-essential. So when people look through my timeline to find important info, it's not buried among dozens of tweets that say, "Thanks for reading," or "Sorry you didn't like Batman the White Knight." 4. I believe you reap what you sow. Being positive usually means getting positive feedback. Being negative, on the attack, or controversial means you're likely to get that behavior back, which I don't have time for. 5. I don't scan Twitter looking to be outraged. If I see something I disagree with, I try to give that person the benefit of the doubt when possible. I don't call them out publicly. Rather, I'd talk to them on DM or at a show. 6. 99% of people tweeting me are positive with nice things to say about my books. Yes, 1% are rude, often without realizing it, but I let it go because most people are still kind. I don't consider 5 people attacking me as being dogpiled because there are so many more people who like Batman the White Knight. 7. I don't block. I mute. Full stop. 8. While I try to follow these rules, I'm still human, so I'm not above getting scrappy once a year. Sometime I dive into drama in the heat of the moment or jump in to defend a friend, but I try to be careful because I don't want my 50,000 followers rushing to defend me. 9. I think it's wrong to tell someone how they should be using Twitter. If they want to use it as a professional platform, great. If they want to be political and use it to soapbox, fine. 10. I try to remember Twitter isn't as important as we think. 90% of my readers probably aren't following me or see my announcements. And that's great because they shouldn't necessarily care what I think about things. As long as they find Batman the White Knight at their shop, I'm happy. 11. I believe cool heads prevail. It's okay to be upset at something and react how you wish, but if most of your tweets are you not keeping a cool head, then there's a good chance you're hurting comics Twitter. And most of us are here for the love of comics, not to feel angry. You're a good man, Sean Gordon Murphy. I like you.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right, those some good rules to live by.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, especially the part where he admits that, there may be some times where, he may forget some of these rules, but he try to keep like a clear head.
Well, and now that he's here, time to close the stream. Have a good night, everyone.
Well, hello to you too, Johnny. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Oh, thank you. How's your day going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I certainly feel a lot better than I did the past couple days.
Now, I saw on Twitter, what exactly did you make?
Oh, we went to a ramen place. Got some ramen. I grossed Dax out, so that made my day.
What'd you do?
I just posted a picture of my bowl of ramen, and then he just responds with disgusting.
What kind of ramen was it?
It's just regular. It's like a bowl of like homemade ramen. It's got like it's got a soft boiled egg in there, and it's got like a slice of roast. I mean, this is like fancy ramen. This isn't like the type of ramen that Monkey likes to eat, that cheap generic ramen. This is the real deal stuff.
Hey, don't knock the cheap. Don't knock the cheap. Especially the chicken flavor kind.
Fucking right.
That's the best.
Hey, I'm just saying, once when you've had a real bowl of ramen, you don't go back. Although yet I do kind of like that.
Want to
bet? Yeah, when you have a $15 bowl of ramen versus the 20-cent bowl of ramen,
you go back.
Go back all you
want. For sure.
Let's just say our bill. I think our bill was like $50, but of course we had like
that's not bad.
We had like a bunch of shit added to it, and we've ordered like 2 bottles of sake to go with that. So
I'm pretty sure you could buy a whole pallet of ramen noodles for $50.
Man, are you kidding? I could stock up. Man, I could stock up my damn closet. That would be my emergency pile. So yeah, let a rainy day come. I'm not going out here. You better go and reach in there and grab one of these chicken flavors.
Bring on the apocalypse. I'm good.
I'm saying shit. I'm ramen out.
It's cheap and tasty, you know?
Yeah. I've had sake before, man. You gotta be careful with that. That stuff will go on you. Because it tastes so good, you forget it's alcohol.
Yeah. Especially warm sake.
Oh, it is like super smooth, and then the minute you had like 2 bottles, you get up like, oh, that was a little too much.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I'm like, damn, this tastes good. Sip, sip. Oh shit.
So mental note: get some sake for my ladies.
Mm-hmm. Just tell Miss what? Damn, what kind of juice? What kind of juice would this taste like? I don't know. Tell them it's just something sweet. Yeah. Let it kick in.
I don't know. I think sake is something you could just give it alone. You don't have to add anything to it.
Oh yeah, it's just super smooth by itself. And oh man, there's this other Japanese food place that we like to go to that has Fuji apple sake, and it is amazing. It's like, yeah, I could literally get drunk off of this stuff.
Yeah. And I always wonder why they always tell you, like you're saying, when you drink sake, you gotta drink it in these little tiny ass cups. I'm like, what is this little tiny cup gonna do for me? And yeah, I see why now.
Yeah, I'll say it's not gotten as much alcohol as like a hard liquor, but it's there's definitely a lot of alcohol in sake.
Yeah, it will sneak up on you. That's why.
Yeah, I call it flavor deception, because you're like, oh, this is delicious. I'll have a few more. It's like in college, I used to give my girlfriend Zima, and she'd pound like 3 or 4 of those, and then it's sexy time because she'd be like all frisky.
Oh, Zima, the good old days.
Yeah,
the original Me Too.
Yeah. Oh man, chicks get all like dirty and naughty when they drink the Zima. It's like sexy 7-Up.
Drink the Zima.
No,
is that why they got rid of it?
Yeah, it was too awesome.
Zima and I think it was the Zima and was it Red Dog?
Oh Jesus!
That was those were the teenage drinks at the time.
Yeah. Well, every now and then I see Zima. It makes little comebacks here and there, so it makes me nostalgic.
Like I said, for me growing up as a teenager, it was like Old English and St. Ides. Oh my god!
Oh, Old English! Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Old E.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah, OE, it's still around, man. And St. Ides, you can kind of find it for here and there. Now the reason why they stopped selling St. Ides is because a lot of people started, a lot of black people started getting getting all mad around because they said it was perpetuating certain negative stereotype because you had people like Ice Cube, Nate Dogg, Snoop Dogg, and all that right there. It's like basically on all the BET stations and things like that. You had all these hip hop, gangster hip hop stars doing all these St. Ides commercials. And I mean, it went all around, man. It's like everywhere you went around the black neighborhood during the 90s, somebody had a St. Ides, whether it was a fruit drink or whether it was a 40 ounce and all that right there. So a lot of people, black people got mad and said it's perpetuating the stereotypes and all this right here, and we need to get rid of it, and ruined it for everybody. I'm like, you motherfuckers, that stuff was good.
Yeah, it was inexpensive. That's why people drank it.
Yeah.
Like Mickey's and King Cobra.
Because I think it was like what, $1.25 just for one together, man. People was getting that stuff by the cases. And that was the 40.
And everyone's favorite hangover of Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, MD. They watered it down now.
Of course.
Although it's funny because like whenever my sisters are huge wine folk, and I can't.
I am big wino here.
So when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go get some wine. What do you want?" And I'm like, "Boone's Farm." they're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't tolerate your crap."
I dated a chick that was real into Yellowtail, and I was like, "Oh, gross."
My second time, my first time doing sake though, it was. It was at the Japanese restaurant. It was just after it opened. And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is great. This is really smooth and all that fun stuff." And I took my brother and his family before they left as a going away dinner. And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do this, and you'll love it. It's smooth as hell." And I took the shot back, and somehow, fucked up the shot by throwing it out my nose. It went in my mouth, and then I kind of coughed on it, and it started pouring out of my nose.
Oh, alcohol in the sinuses? That's a bad thing.
Here I am at a it's at the Benihana type table, and I'm just screaming because it's pouring out of
I know that hurt.
And I'm like, it burns. And everyone's like, I am drawing so much attention to myself just in that one shot.
Yeah, probably like lightweight.
Yeah, that'll clean the sinuses out good.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then another one you'll want to watch out for is moonshine.
Oh, I love moonshine.
Ooh, shine.
Because there's like a few years ago, I was at my brother-in-law's wedding, and I tried apple pie moonshine and Sprite. I was like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good." And oh my God, I was lying outside on the lawn in front of the reception. Like, what am I doing with my life?
Apple pie is so good. So good.
Good, but holy shit, it's deadly.
I'm gonna say, you guys are sitting there talking about booze. I sit there and just went and got my Henry's Hard Orange.
If I didn't have to work, I have a hard apple ale somewhere around here, but I have to work, so I can't really drink it.
Can't really drink it.
I can look at it.
I'm gonna say, if you've not had the Henry's Hard Orange soda, it's really damn good. It's got about as much alcohol as a beer, maybe a tiny bit more, but it's sweetened with cane sugar. Oh my God, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah, cane sugar.
Kind of like the Limeritas.
I think so. I love the. Are you talking like the Bud Limeritas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, yeah, those are quite tasty.
Oh yeah, I've had all of them. I think the only one I really don't like is the apple one. It just tastes like stale beer to me. But the lemonade Rita, that's the one that'll sneak up on you. Especially like on a day like this where it's like, where it's like really warm and you just think like, I want to kick this back, because it tastes so good, because it's so sweet. And you, like I said, just like with the sake, you forget it's got alcohol in it. So you're just knocking it back and you realize like, oh, damn, that was a bad mistake.
I wish I lived where you live, Pat.
Nah.
It's certainly not warm around here in Chicago. I blame Canada.
Especially right now, it's because it rains, so the humidity gonna kick in.
Oh God! Ugh. Nope.
If it makes you feel better, Quiz, we just got our second winter yesterday up here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you're not in Ontario, right?
No,
or Alberta. Yeah, I would say Ontario.
It don't start warming up to around what, June?
About, yeah. I would say we get a summer, like, it's weird. Our summers, they last kind of a long time. They have been lasting kind of a long time. Like, we go all the way into like beginnings of November before things start actually cooling down. It's just that Chicago winters are so fucking brutal, and it's all because of that Ontario jet stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why I keep on saying that I blame Canada. It's the worst import we have.
Yeah, we hit about negative 38 as one of the lowest temperatures we had. A couple counties over, they hit negative 52.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, you guys are up in the Rockies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said when the whole Smollett thing broke down and all that right there, and they talking about the day that it happened, that was the first thing a lot of people went, like I'm saying, like, wait, what was the weather that day? Like, this thing was like what, negative something with a with a negative 20 degree wind chill. So it's like, yeah, you were not out doing that damn night, and if you were, what the hell?
Well, and not just that, he went to Subway. Who the hell would want to go to Subway in like
at that
20 below?
Yeah, at that time of night, doing that entire weather, I ain't never been that hungry.
Well, it all depends on how much weed you smoke. I mean, I can give a pass to that. What I can't give a pass to is the prosecution just turning over and showing their belly.
I want to say they got bought out.
It's Chicago, of course they did.
Mm-hmm. Somebody just somebody paid for that to go away, and they just like, yeah.
I believe someone a lizard variety.
Yeah, it was the reptilians, clearly.
I didn't know you were going to say that. Anytime something corrupt comes up, it's like Jack's like, it's the reptilians. I'm telling you guys.
I only have like 5 jokes, all right?
It's the sort of thing, is like, if Polly and I ever have a time when comic book curation has to go on without Jack, we have a, Lords of the Night-esque, Jim Jones movies, video games and stuff like that. So for Jack, it's reptilians, hate facts. Trying to think of another one.
I am nothing if not predictable.
Yes, yeah. See, that's the thing, is that like the one thing that a lot of people discredit with comedy is you need a straight man, and Jack is our crazy straight man. So.
Well, I was going to say Jack likes eating wall candy, so I guess that explains he's constantly bringing up reptilians.
It's delicious, and the lead makes it go down easier. A lot of these guys are probably too young to know what wall candy is. See, back in the day, paint was lead-based.
Yeah.
And if you ate it, it would...
This apartment was made in the 70s, so I'm fairly certain there was probably some lead paint here.
Yeah, there probably still is. It's underneath all the other
lead paint and asbestos.
Yeah, it's
asbestos.
Yeah.
The regular cancer combo.
Yeah, I mean, lead paint was delicious, and strangers have the best candy. There's only a few mottos I live by.
Well, see, now when I was thinking wall candy, I was thinking of like that insulation stuff that looks like cotton candy. It's like pink cotton candy.
Oh yeah, that's inner wall candy because it's fluffy like cotton candy. You could call it wall cotton candy.
Puts new context to the schnozberries.
Yeah, the snozberries taste like snozberries because you're so mentally ill from eating all the lead paint and inner wall cotton candy that you don't remember the word strawberries.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
Yeah. I can count to potato.
Hey, all right, check it out, man. It's been fun on here, but I'm about to get off myself because it's 4 o'clock, so I'm about to kick back, relax, and enjoy my 6 hours of WrestleMania that's going to come on. Look at that, already got the notification.
Nice. Let me know how well. Oh God, what's her name? Flair's daughter.
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah, let me know how Charlotte does because I have an unreasonable crush on that woman. Oh my God.
More of a Becky.
Oh yeah, because I said, tall, blonde, things like that. And ever since those leaks happened.
I've not seen the leaks, but I think I might know what I'm going to be Googling here in a second.
You see how abnormal one is bigger than the other. It's like, yikes. Wow. You can tell she had them done.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let me get off here because I'm about to start up.
Have fun, Pat.
All right. Good again, like I said.
Take care, Pat.
Happy 1 year anniversary and to many more.
Thanks.
Yes.
Hey, you have yourself a good evening. Yeah.
So I just have to ask, why are comic books so expensive now?
I don't know. Oh my God. It's really pissing me off. I'm dreading going into my my comic store. I still haven't been in to pick up my pull list, and it's been since Free Comic Day.
Yeah.
Actually, forgot who you are.
Well, no, he's giving me a call, and I really like my comic store owner. He's a really nice guy. That's the reason why I keep on saying I want to do that. But I have Harley Quinn, Green Arrow, and Wildstorm on pull. That's all I've got on pull. But that many, because Harley Quinn is twice a month. Green Arrow ended at issue 50, which was, I think, last month. And then Wildstorm, I think, is only once every 2 months. But I know for a fact that I'm probably going to be spending over $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like our comic store just called up my husband and asked, because it's been probably like 3 months since we've gotten our pull box, and they were asking us, hey, are you guys going to keep this? And we were just like, whatever. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait until the newest trade paperback comes out for what I read.
Yeah.
That's probably a lot cheaper. Because I mean, like, what? It's like $5 for an issue now. It's ridiculous.
Between 4 and 10, depending on what the title is.
I know DC has been reining it in. Harley with twice a month, I think, is $2.99.
They're all $4 now for DC.
Are they?
Yeah, they all went monthly to $4 supposedly, because they're canceling a bunch of titles here soon.
Okay.
Image is $4, $4.99, something like that. $4, $5.
Yeah, it depends on the title.
Yeah.
They're doing it for captive audiences like us. They're whales. They're doing that because they're not getting the people coming in that they thought they were by kowtowing to social justice, especially Marvel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you notice, Marvel's covers are now the same ink and paper as the internal pages. So they're cutting corners that way and saving a bunch of money, but it lowers the quality of the book, and they still expect you to pay between $4 and $8 per issue.
I'm perfectly fine now with removing all Marvel books from my pull list.
Yeah, they just disappoint over and over again. They've got like 3 decent titles. The rest is just such garbage.
I say I can even tell you exactly which Marvel book I had on pull last. It was X-Men 92. That was the last book I had on pull from Marvel.
You gave up quite a while ago then.
I'll say that was in 2014. I want to say, I don't remember. Essentially, X-Men 92 was the 90s X-Men in current continuity.
Yeah,
I think mine,
and it only ran for 12 issues.
My last one was, I think, was Moon Knight number 8 of the new run.
Ooh.
Which is it, and one thing that Polly said is which kind of rings true for the entire series as a whole, is between runs, you have no idea what's going on between runs.
Yeah, because like he's one of those characters that has this sort of like insulary quality where he jumps between books all the time. So he has like stories going on that then they try to, link back to a story in his own book. So if you don't buy those issues, you don't know what the fuck is going on when you come back to Moon Knight. It's stupid.
Well,
I hate that shit.
Our only comic book store for the longest time was Hastings.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would go like with the run that he's the Polly when you guys when you end your show.
Our pitches.
Yeah. He pitched and that's the first set that I went with was his where he has the picture. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, the Finch run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite cover was from Moon Knight #1 of that run.
Yeah, that one had some awesome art in it.
Yeah, and then like I was telling you you guys last time, I only found out about Moon Knight because of Marvel Pinball.
Well, there's worse ways of finding out, I guess.
And no, it was me and my friend one drunken night. We were just like, oh yeah, what do we want to do? Let's go look for stupid games for free on this thing. And they had a Marvel set. And yeah, Moon Knight was one of the ones. And I'm like, just in the interaction between Khonshu and Mark Spector, I was like, yeah, that sold me. But yeah, this is.
I don't know. I've never really been all that interested in Moon Knight. Meh.
But if I remember correctly, one of the parts that actually kind of sold me on it was he fought off a mob of what I can only guess was stripper assassins. And he did it in the fighting style of Spider-Man. So everyone was thinking that Spider-Man was just going around beating these women. And it was just due to the fact that he was having this conversation with Spider-Man in his head, as he usually does, between Spider-Man, Captain America, and Wolverine. He has conversations with all three of them just in his own mind. And I think that series went to 10, and then they just stopped selling them at Hastings. So I found out that later that it went to like 13, and then the next run started, and then he went from Mark Spector to Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
And then from Jake Lockley to Mr. Knight, who is a completely separate character in itself.
And we can see here what I have on the docket for comic book curation. The challenge still stands, Polly. The challenge still stands.
Oh God, on this again.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how he can say that this is a good comic. I do not get it.
I don't either, but I don't care about this story anymore.
Wait a minute. I thought Quiz was supposed to be the one with the unpopular opinion. What's going on?
Yeah, that's very true. That's like the only time where I'm perfectly fine with following the regular opinion on it, because that comic is fucking terrible.
Now, see, I think this is the kind of. Oh, I just clicked on it and I just screwed it up. Let me go back. I love this art style. And it might be the same guy, I'm not sure.
Yeah, see, that looks really cool.
Like that's the kind of style that they need to stick with.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they can't afford to pay those guys real money to stay. So they end up with these garbage Tumblr artists.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's like, I'm like, that's one of the reasons why I'm not paying $5 for an issue anymore, is because the fucking artwork is absolute crap.
Yeah. And it's not getting any better. It's just getting worse.
It's just crazy because it's like, it's the indie comics that are actually getting really good artists. Because it's like, yeah, because we just got our copy of Richard Meyer's new comic, Jawbreakers.
Mm-hmm.
And
I haven't gotten mine. I need to give him an email. Yeah.
You gotta email him, dude.
Yeah, because you should have gotten your copy already. I mean, if we got ours, but no, it's just the artwork in this is really cool.
No, it took me a while to get my copy of Blue Mamba, actually.
Oh, really?
Because, no, Jim actually helped me through it, and I got a copy, and it's really good.
Yeah, I seem to remember that's something like that happened on Twitter, and I tagged Jim in on that. I think. I don't remember. Could have sworn that's what happened. But yeah, no, I need to get my copy of Jawbreaker so I can read it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Cyberfrog is what I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I got to check out because I follow Ethan Van Sciver on YouTube. I know he's posted a link to his Indiegogo. I should probably look into that.
Oh, yeah, he's still selling it.
Yeah, he's got a third fundraiser. He needs to get that book out because he's going to lose a lot of people for the second one if he doesn't hurry up and get it out.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that he said that he was going to actually get publishing and fulfillment done next month.
Well, he needs to get on it because I've seen people, even on Ricada's stream, talking about how mad they are.
Mm-hmm. Well, he originally put his time frame on what, like January, right?
I don't remember.
I could have sworn that he put his time frame to January. And comic fans definitely are of an ilk to give a lot of forbearance for things like, missing deadlines. Walking Dead wouldn't be nearly as popular if they didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you're testing some people's patience. And again, this is one thing that Jim Healis has said before that we absolutely agree with, that it all comes down to retention, about audience retention. How many people stick around for number 2? Because everyone, like, if you go to Comixology and look at, the amount of people that, okay, no, it's not the amount of people that buy, but the amount of stores that buy issue number 2 for everything, including DC, Marvel, Image, Dynamite, Boom, all of the comic publishers, all the people that stick around for issue 2, there's almost a 50% drop off. Everyone always buys issue number 1. Hardly anyone sticks around for issue 2, and so on.
Yeah. According to his original Indiegogo, it was supposed to be out in November.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So he's pretty far behind the 8 ball on that. And you really do lose a lot of people on those second issues, but he can't afford to be doing that as an indie company. I mean, the big companies can afford that a little bit.
Yeah.
They can always try and go for 3, 4, and 5, and at the end, even at issue 7 to try and get people back. But when you're an indie company, that's a little harder.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, big companies could do that. I mean, look at how many times they've rebooted Captain Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. And idiots still buy that. It's always trash. But
Miss Marvel is even worse. I'm just saying.
That book is worse, shockingly.
Yeah. Like I've actually, I was at Barnes & Noble picking up a trade for Harley Quinn. Because for those that don't know, I buy all of the Harley Quinn rags and trades, so that if I want to reread them, I read the trades, and then I keep all of the single issues, stowed away. I read the single issues once, I put it in the poly bag in the board, and I put it in one of my boxes. But I go to Barnes and Noble and I pick up the trades there. But while I was there, I was just flipping through Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Captain Marvel at least has some, kind of fun stuff in it sometimes. Miss Marvel's just a fucking drag.
Yeah, it's a lecture book.
Yeah.
That's why I keep calling them SJW chick tracks.
There's another one to add. There's another one to add. Reptilians.
Hey, I'm gonna make that a thing.
Chick tracks.
I'm gonna make that a thing, just like fetch. It's gonna be a thing. Because that's what they are.
Yeah, they're lecture books. Yeah.
Most of my most of my knowledge of most comic book characters it stems from like either something stupid like Marvel Pinball or more recently the Lego games.
Nice.
Those
Lego games are great.
They are. But you can kind of just tell like which ones were touched by the SJW fairy wand.
I like that.
Like, because one of the main ones in, I think it's Superheroes 2, one of the tutorial ones is Kamal Khan. And it's just like, just shut up and let me play the game because I don't want to talk.
Shut up and let me play the characters I actually like.
Oh no, you can't do that quiz. That's bigotry.
I remember one of the things I thought was hilarious. I was playing X-Men Legends for the Xbox, right? And or X-Men Legends 2. When you first start into the game, and you actually get into the actual gameplay, your team is locked. It's Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, and I can't remember who the fourth was now. I think it was Jean Grey. Might have been Jean Grey. I don't remember exactly. But you're locked with those four. As I get through everything and I get to the point where I can choose the characters, I immediately switch them out for Gambit, Nightcrawler, Rogue, and Colossus.
I think one of my favorite ones. My stepson used a cheat. I think it was Ultimate Alliance, where he used the cheat where you can get Deadpool.
Oh yeah, no, Deadpool is in X-Men Legends. You just have to unlock them. Yeah.
I'm trying to and he goes, when you go fight him as Deadpool, he's like, "Oh, someone's a cheater."
I'm not gonna lie. I think the Deadpool's the only character that matters to me when it comes to Marvel.
Here's the thing about Deadpool. He's hit and miss, at least in terms of the comics. There's some people that write him well and others that write him very poorly. The one series that I need to go back and find is the one where he was written by Brian Posehn. And if you guys don't know who Brian Posehn is, he's a stand-up comedian. So number one,
who actually knows comics.
Yeah, he's a giant nerd. He actually has his own D&D podcast called Nerd Poker. He wrote for Deadpool for like a 50-issue run or something like that. Marvel doesn't advertise that. I mean, they got a famous fucking stand-up comedian to write for Deadpool. And they don't no.
Wait, is he the one that wrote was it Deadpool versus the Dead Presidents or something like that? Because I have that issue.
I don't know about that one.
Trade paperback.
I've got the Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe and Deadpool. It was Deadpool kills Deadpool and Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe are the two that I have. I don't know about any of the others.
Well, you got to remember that Marvel only likes advertising their socially aware books.
Yeah.
That and their current books, too. They don't ever want to advertise old books.
No, God forbid they try and market their trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
Why would they want to do that?
I will say this. I started reading Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again. It's absolute trash.
Of course it is.
It's full of social justice bullshit. And it's you're not going to like this. It all comes from Moon Knight. All of the social justice bullshit comes from Moon Knight.
I was really hoping that was one character that would not be infected.
Oh, they're all infected.
Crap. Ugh.
Like the zombie virus.
Do not touch Deadpool. Deadpool is precious to me. Okay, damn it.
No, we're way past that point.
Yeah, because I have Deadpool versus the Dead Presidents. I think that's a really good one. And then I have the one where it was like kind of a parody of like the Art of War, where he basically got every one of the Marvel characters to get into war. It was based off of Art of War. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but that was a really good one. And I've got Deadpool versus Carnage.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is quite interesting.
Well, they're bringing Carnage back for some big crossover here in a few months.
Ooh.
I haven't actually gone back and read most of my Deadpool books, but I absolutely adore this cover.
Oh, it looks like Tim Bradstreet.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fucking awesome. I'm a sucker for the Punisher. Like, he's the only non-X-Men character I've ever actually given a shit about. And not to mention, this run of Deadpool is written by Jimmy Palmiotti, who I actually really like. But yeah, I don't know.
Well,
like I said, he's done service by a couple of writers, and then also done disservice by a couple of writers. So.
I had something and I just lost it.
Well, I was going to say with all this crap surrounding the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with like propping Captain Marvel up, and I was just thinking, DC's actually seems to be doing relatively well lately, because I heard Shazam was actually a pretty big hit this past weekend.
Good.
And I was like thinking, God, wouldn't that be something if it turns out Marvel ends up going bust and the DCEU reigns supreme?
That would be one of those weird Mandela effect things where I'm like, am I in the wrong universe?
Well, Shazam, apparently from Deadline Hollywood, Shazam shoots to super $53 million plus opening, $56 million plus with previews. Pet Cemetery purrs $25 million Sunday AMBO final. So we're looking at a combined total now with the previews and the opening weekend to $109 million for Shazam.
Wow, that's
already
really good.
Yeah.
Weren't they only projecting like a 40 million opening weekend?
No idea, but yeah, it's apparently doing really well, which is good because it's a good movie. Everyone should see it. Yeah, I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Because honestly, I think I'm going to start investing my time in the DC universe.
Yeah, their social justice books are much fewer and farther between. Like the Vertigo mess and sometimes Batgirl and Supergirl. But Supergirl's been pretty good lately.
Wow.
I don't know if you've seen it, Jack, but I gotta show you, ladies and gentlemen, Lord Meowington.
That's awesome.
Cheezos.
I love the pussycat hair at the top there, so it looks like a pussy hat.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I was I was kind of hoping that she'd have put the pussy hat on, but that fits perfectly, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'd picture a Gail Simone pet.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, Shazam had $102 million overseas, so we're up to over $200 million net for Shazam so far.
Wow.
Ooh. Good.
I guess the Chinese are throttling it a little bit. They don't like the weird themes.
Yeah. And I say, well, Captain Marvel is over $1 billion now.
Oh God, and I just love how all the SJWs are like, see, it's like Captain Marvel won. We won, you guys. It's like, oh, give me a fucking break. Disney set it up from the start for this movie to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't
sandwiching between two movies that people wanted to see,
yeah, it's like if it wasn't for Endgame, I highly doubt Captain Marvel would have grossed that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like, and I started watching. I took my girlfriend, and it got to the point where near the end of the movie, I'm just like, just let it end.
Yeah, it's such a blandly average movie.
That's what I've heard.
And I'm like, it wasn't nearly as SJWE, but the parts that were SJWE were so ham-fisted that it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Like the little girl, I could make a spaceship. You don't know. It's like my mom would have backhanded the shit out of my sister if she talked like that.
Yeah, and the playing "Just a Girl" by No Doubt during a fight scene.
Oh God!
God, why?
Oh, it was something.
See, here's the major difference I see. Did anyone other than Samuel L. Jackson say anything about Captain Marvel's opening?
No, I don't think so.
Because I mean, I know Samuel L. Jackson did because he's also in that shitty ass movie that's directed by Brie Larson, the Unicorn Store that's coming out exclusively on Netflix. Yeah, that
freaking Netflix went after that one guy who had constructive criticism over it, and then Brie Larson retweets it like Netflix, like, oh my God, you are so fucking petty.
Yeah, it's that movie looks so fucking vapid that I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, and it's getting bad reviews too.
Oh, good. But all I gotta say is I've yet to see something like this from the Marvel Cinematic from the MCU, and good because I think it's deserving of DC. You got Gal Gadot here. For those who don't know, is Wonder Woman shazamming the world. Congratulations on an opening weekend. This movie is so fun. You'll need to see it. So proud of you, Zachary Levi. Welcome to the universe, brother. We've been waiting for you, celebrating you from 8,000 feet.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Now I'm wondering if she traveled those figures with her. Like, is she going through customs and they're like, "What the hell are these?" All right, lady, whatever.
Yeah, speaking of Gal Gadot, I still need to watch Wonder Woman.
Oh, you've not seen Wonder Woman? There was one little bit of social justice in it where I just sat there and went, you're starting to lose me, movie. But then immediately they turned it around to 180. So no, it's actually a really good movie. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to my friend, and I'm like, about the difference between putting a message in there and finding a message in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like with, I think it was like with Thor, for example, you can kind of see some semblance of like the Iraq War in it. Like if you want to push a few, thoughts here and there, but as far as at least it wasn't like, well, this is bullshit. You didn't need to be doing that. It's like, it was still good, but it didn't have the message there. But when you're thinking about it and then you look at it and you watch the movie, you're like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Johnny, did the social justice bit that I'm referring to in Wonder Woman take you out of the movie? Because it's particularly something that you might be interested in. You and Kate Hamill.
Yeah, kinda.
For those that don't know what I'm talking about, in Wonder Woman, there's a bit where Chris Pine's Steve Trevor brings in like his group of specialist soldiers to fight the Germans in World War I, and one of them is Native American, and they get into a talk about the world of men and what's wrong with the world. And the Native American said something along the lines of, what happened? She asked, like, what happened to your people? And he points at, or he looks over at Chris Pine, nods to him, and says, his people. That's when I went, you're starting to lose me, movie.
Well, that's one of those times when you look at it and you're like, okay, what's your next play?
Yeah, right.
Like, if you go, well, I wouldn't normally work with them, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the worst part about it is that it didn't even fucking go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere.
No, it's just sort of like, that white bastard over there.
I'm like, okay, are you going to acknowledge the elephant in the room here? Or are you just going to fucking, shoot off this sort of passive aggressive bullshit and then just not? Why even put that in the movie? Why?
They had to appease the SJWs a little bit.
Yeah, that's true, because you've had people bitching about Wonder Woman having shaved armpits. So got to throw a little something in there.
Well, and that was like with Domino and Deadpool 2. I guess the actress was like, I'm not going to shave my armpits for this movie. And they're like, yes, you will.
Yeah, it's funny because they actually stuck a joke in Deadpool 2. I think it was kind of like taking a jab at the SJWs.
Well, let's hope more of that happens, because they're getting ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to call that. I'm gotta get ready for work.
Work, blow them up. Hang out with us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, as if I don't have enough hours. I still owe $1,600 in taxes that I have to.
Oh no!
So
yikes!
Yeah, due to a clerical error, they that's my alarm. They filed me as tax exempt.
Oh shit!
So from May of last year to December, they didn't take any federal withholding out.
Oh no!
Oh,
man, dude, sucks.
And of course, all my stuff is digital, so I didn't get any slips of paper saying, "Oh yeah, this is what's in your check." So I'd like, okay, whatever. I didn't even check it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, when they do that, they should have to pay it.
Yeah,
not you. Because that's their screw up, not yours.
Yeah. And so I went through the whole thing, and I'm just like, yeah, how do I fix this? Because I would like to have money back in taxes if I can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh man, good luck. Usually the IRS is pretty cool about setting up payment plans as long as you're trying to pay.
Yeah. I got to. I gotta get that taken care of soon.
Yeah, I know. I've got to pay the state this year. It sucks. I get a refund from my federal, but state, nope, I owe this year apparently.
Say, welcome to Illinois. I have never gotten a state return ever.
Ugh.
And yet the state is still bankrupt.
I've only had to pay taxes in Democratic run years.
Well, that's how they get their money.
Illinois is hands down one of the worst, and I have to bring up this because Hammer has one to quickly point out. Illinois has just as many Republican governors as it does Democratic. No one knows how to run this state.
Dude,
everyone in it is an absolute fucking idiot.
The mob doesn't care which side you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Everyone calls it the state of Chicago, and that's very true. That's very true.
Oh, yeah, because it seems like Chicago, it pretty much runs Illinois, which is kind of sad, but
It's not even the capital.
well, it's kind of like the big cities that run California, because I've heard that it's like the parts of California that are not the urban areas that are a lot more right-leaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, we don't want to keep Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think I speak for the panel when I say happy 1 year anniversary, Johnny.
Yes.
Let's make sure that we do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's kind of bad that I have to plan like 3 months in advance.
Well,
for anything. Well, because they have me scattered around so much in my schedule that it's really hard to plan anything.
Mm.
And then usually around the time everyone else is streaming is when I'm at my other job. So that's kind of a pain in the ass as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do my streams more often, but I hardly ever do.
All right. Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming along.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Johnny.
Yeah.
Here's hopefully hoping for another year.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right. And I'll see you guys later.
All right, man. Happy
Bye.
anniversary.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.